The most important decision that a board of trustees has to make is to choose the person that will be president of the institution. And so it was a very big task for us as we set down the road of selecting a new president.
My first impression of President Kelly was when he was interviewing here at FAU during a faculty forum. And within that time frame, he expressed interest and he was quite impressed with the undergraduate research initiative here at FAU, and he indicated that that was unique for an institution of our size. And so immediately I knew he was the right president for us.
We were looking for somebody that had good leadership qualities, that was inclusive in their leadership style, and that would be able to articulate a clear vision that the board could buy into, and that we as a university community could buy into.
What I remember most about that night when President Kelly was selected is I really think that there was a spirit in the air with everyone, faculty, staff, students, that we really made the right choice.
This morning, the Florida Board of Governors approved the hiring of John Kelly to be the new president at Florida Atlantic University.
FAU, the Florida Board of Governors, approves the hiring of John Kelly.
Florida Atlantic University's new president speaking out in his second week on the job. John Kelly, who came here from Clemson University, says he's eager to improve graduation rates and find more money for student scholarships.
I think FAU has a chance to be one of the top national universities. If we begin to tell our story on a national scale, everything will work well on a local scale.
My reactions were that we are about to have a president who understands what it is to be a great university. I knew, and as he said in his interviews, he knew how to do this. He knew how to build a great university, and that's the journey that we're on. So one of the things I learned about President Kelly early on, that he told me in confidence essentially, was that one of the weekends he was here on his own, he put on a pair of jeans, he wore a sweatshirt, put on his baseball cap, and tagged along with one of the tours. And he listened very much to what the students had to say about the university.
I think President Kelly exceeded everyone's expectations, in particular with the amount of community engagement that he did, meeting with business leaders, meeting with friends of the university, and I think his interest in really wanting to get to know the university community and people at the university, walking around campus, driving around campus on Al Force One, having folks come to the house to help him unpack the truck that he pulled up with on campus. The relationships he built those first 100 days were critical and really showed his interest not only in the university but in the community that we reside, in the communities that we reside.
He meets regularly with student leadership, and then just being visible, going and eating in the cafeteria or one of the food places on campus. Students get to see him, they know his name, they know who he is, they see him at games, and they love his enthusiasm.
So the last 2 minutes of the FAU versus Tulsa game, President Kelly came over to the student section, and we were just so ecstatic to see him that he acknowledged that us FAU students stayed during harsh weather conditions, and he actually jumped into the stands and chanted with us, FAU, FAU.
I think it means a lot when they see he's come and had conversations with our football team. They recognize that he's behind everything that we're trying to accomplish on and off the field. And when they walk by and see him and his wife and his children, including little Stella on that plane, it gets the kids excited that him and his family are behind everything we're trying to accomplish when we go on the road. We're putting ourselves on the map to be a national level school. The generosity of the Schmidt Family Foundation, their motivation excites me too, is they see it the same as we do, that facility, that indoor practice field, the academic support center that will now be able to house all of our athletes and help continue to grow our graduation rate and set a standard of winning on and off the field, changes everything. He's got a mission. He's got a 10-year mission for this university, and you better look out or get on the train, because it's going to be a fun ride here next few years with Dr. Kelly.
The state of the university was very different this year. It was not one that we had ever seen before. It was like a Steve Jobs conversation. He did a phenomenal job of making it personal. he highlighted certain faculty members and he highlighted their areas of interest and what they had contributed to FAU in name and in practice, and that was actually quite wonderful.
President Kelly is very committed to the faculty here at FAU. He certainly learned a lot about the faculty during this last year that he's been president. As you know, he made an unprecedented commitment to the faculty to meet with all the academic departments before the end of the fall semester, and he's done that.
Well, the high school expos were remarkable. I think it was wonderful to see the excitement on campus, but one little tidbit that I remember in particular was that President Kelly wanted to go to the roof of the administration building so he could see from a higher level the excitement of the campus. That didn't resonate well with some of us, including myself, who wanted to make sure that we were protecting our president, but he did make his way to the roof and made sure that he looked out amongst the campus to see the excitement.
A good president, like President Kelly, has a clear vision of who we are as an institution and where we want to go, and has a clean and a clear plan of action of getting us there. He also recognizes the diversity of our institution, our students and our community, and the importance of integrating and capitalizing on that diversity to distinguish us from the other institutions.
Carolyn and I thought really about what kind of a gift could we make, a financial gift to Florida Atlantic University, and it really came back to us remembering how we got our own chance in life. I didn't have the resources to ever think about going on to grad school, worked all the time when I was an undergraduate. And my wife was a caregiver to her mother, who was terminally ill from the time she was 13, single parent. And so both of us really had the generosity of others that opened a door that we would have never been able to pass through. And I think that's the best thing we could possibly give back with our own things that we've gained in life, is giving some other person that we've never met, may never meet, but giving them an opportunity to have the same doors open for them and then perhaps the same journey. I think there's something aspirational about trying to be the best every day, improve every single day, going somewhere that you haven't been before. When you're on that ascension journey where you're really climbing, and you're climbing a mountain every day, you feel that sense of pride and progress that you're personally contributing to. And I hope each member of this community finds that you're personally making a difference, not just existing here and being a part of a brand that's already in place, but building a brand that everybody's going to envy. And that's the fastest improving university in America.